Supposedly my last video, I talked about how you can become a professional sport trader and the factors you need to consider before you actually invest in a coin or any other project. So I said in this video, I'll be talking about the factors one by one, and then I'll explain everything so that you guys can understand what to do before you actually invest in a coin or any other project, be it a bond, shares, whatever project you're investing in. All right. So I think I listed about 5 or 6 factors. The first one is utility. Second one is blockchain. And I talked about the investors. I talked about the news surrounding the coin also, and I talked about what was the last one I talked about? Utility, news, blockchain, investor, and I talked about the developers also. So today I'm talking about utility majorly. So what does utility means in sport trading? So utility means what the coin is used for. So before you can actually invest in a coin, you need to know what that coin is used for. All right. So the coins that are used for major activities have higher tendency of going bigger as time goes on. All right. So for example, a coin that is used for probably maybe game, maybe you can use it to buy a weapon in a game, or you can actually use it to upgrade your level in the game and stuff like that. Or probably maybe a coin that is related to an AI activity. All right, AI is artificial intelligence. All right, so coins like that have higher tendency of becoming a very big project as time goes on. All right, so those are the kind of factors that you need to consider when it comes to the utility of the coin you want to invest in. There are a lot of factors under utility also. You need to how big the community of the coin is. You also need to consider that, because if the coin has a very large community, then there will be a large demand for the coin. All right, so those are the kind of things you need to consider before you invest in any coin. Utility is very, 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 very important. Like, if you can actually focus on utility, know the utility of the coin you want to buy, like up to like maybe 90% of the utility of the coin you want to buy, then you are good to go. Like, you are very, very good to go. Alright, so utility is very, very important. You need to know what you are investing in. Alright, so consider the adoption of the coin. How widespread is the coin adopted? If the coin is adopted by businesses, maybe you can use it to pay for some certain services from some kind of businesses. And then if it is adopted by governments also, there are some countries that you can actually use some coin to buy something. I think in China now you can use Pi to pay for whatever you are doing. All right, so those are the kind of things you need to consider before you actually invest in any coin. How widespread is the adoption of the coin? And also under utility, you also need to consider the partnership. All right, who are the people that are partnering with the coin? You need to consider that. Is very, very important. You need to consider that. All right, you need to consider the people that are partnering with the coin. For example, maybe there's a coin that is getting listed, and then maybe Binance is partnering with the coin, Bybit is partnering with the coin. These are very, very, very good people to partner with your project. All right, so once you have this kind of backbones, it is very hard for that coin to get listed, or for that coin not to go give you maybe 10x, 100x as time goes on. So those are the kind of things you need to consider. You need to consider the partnership, and I've talked about 3 now: partnership, the widespread adoption, and the use cases. All right, you need to consider those. Also, you need to consider the development of the coin. How often are they improving the coin? How often are they working on the coin? How often are the developers trying to make the coin greater? You also need to consider that. And I think the last thing you need to consider is community. And I think I've talked about that. You need to consider the utility, like the community. How big is the community of the coin? You need to consider that. It is very, very important. If a coin has a large number of community, there's a high tendency for that coin to have high demands. All right, so that is that on the utility of coins, and these are the things you need to take note of. You need to work on before you actually go and buy or invest in any coin, so you don't lose your money. There are a lot of coins that get listed. There are a lot of coins that just go down. Like I said in the last video, you can't really lose all your money in spot trading unless the coin gets listed. But if the coin didn't get listed and then the coin just go down to like 0.001 and it's there for like 2-3 years, you lost your money already now. Yeah, someone like me now. Time is money, all right, and you can't buy time. So that is just the way that it is. If you are losing time, you are definitely losing money. All right. So that is just it. These are the things you need to consider. Very, very important. You need to consider them, work on them. Make your research, do everything. You can use a day or two to make your research. This kind of research are called fundamental analysis in trading. All right. So you need to make your research, your fundamental analysis to be perfect. Once you get all the things that you need to get, and you are sure of it, and if the coin is up to your standard, then you can invest in it, and as time goes on, you make your money. Investing in spot trading is actually not a get rich scheme. All right, so it takes time, probably maybe 3 months, 6 months, depending on the coin that you purchased or you invested in. All right, so maybe 3 months, 6 months. For some it might take a year, for some it might take 2 years. What is this guy named that bought Bitcoin? When Bitcoin was actually as $1 per coin, I think it was 2010 or 2012. He bought it, and then look at Bitcoin today. Bitcoin is around $60,000 per coin. So look at the great. Even if I don't know how many coins you bought then, but if you actually bought just one coin at $1 then, and it gets it till now you'll be having $60,000. Fundamental analysis, you're good at it, and you're good to go. If you can follow all the rules, all the things that I've mentioned in this video, then you're good to go. You don't have anything to bother about or be concerned about. Alright, so in my next video I'm talking about how news affects coin, and how you can the news that you need to be concerned about and the one you don't need to be concerned about. Alright, so I'll see you guys in the next video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe so you don't miss out. And by the end of the video, I hope you all got something or two to hold on to.